All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. No glasses here.
Glasses here.
And we are excited. Welcome back to our channel to react to some more.
Wilty or...
Won't he?
Would I lie to you?
You know, no one, not that I read every comment anymore, sorry, but I've never seen a comment where anyone mentions the same jokes I say for all these videos. So I guess no one's really... Yeah, that's probably...
They skip forward. Hey, if you didn't skip forward and you watched the beginning intros of our nonsense, let us know in the comments.
Do you just cringe when I do that? Probably. Because there are YouTubers that I really like to watch, and I watch their videos religiously, but I'm like, oh, please stop doing that. So just let us know. Not that I'm going to adhere to it or I'll even see it, but still, comment below. We like seeing the comments.
I feel like I adhered to the playing my hair. People kept saying, you always play with your hair, and some people got it. They're like, it's her comfort thing. She's not comfortable being in front of the camera.
Very nervous being around me. The muscles are too large for her. Oh, wait. Not currently.
No, but it's true. I don't care to be out there in the world, and so yes, it's my comfort mechanism.
Yes. So we will allow it for now. We are checking out this one called Did the Interpol List Henning Bang as a Missing Person? Now, all these guys are international to us, but he is international. He is from a different country as far as England's concerned, Germany. So it's possible, but probably not. But he did cross the border illegally. He lives a very interesting life.
That's true.
Germany.
That's true. Yeah, didn't he cross
into... Not 9.
Didn't he cross into, was it Russia illegally?
I think it was Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia,
like that, right?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Scandinavia. I don't know why. I always get those two countries mixed up. Not because of geographically, but for some reason the names. It's the weirdest thing ever. They don't sound anything alike. All right, so we're going to check this out. As always, we play along. We make our guess. We're going to see if we're right this time. If you like this anyway, please don't forget to
like this video, subscribe to our channel. It truly does help us out. And hit that notification bell so you can be aware of our next uploaded video.
Make sure you play along as well. And pretend like you're us. Watch it for the first time. What would your answer be? It's not so easy, my friends. All right, here we go.
For 3 weeks, I was listed as a missing person by Interpol.
Wow. When did this happen?
In the mid-90s.
Where were you? Had you actually disappeared?
I was in Morocco.
What were you doing there?
I was on a bike ride in Spain.
You were on a bike ride in Spain in Morocco.
Can I have a moment to chat with my client?
What happened was I met someone in Spain on a train. A Moroccan man.
Was this bike ride in Spain happening on the train? It was like, because I know that you get those Spanish bike rides on trains in Morocco.
If it's a lie, you simply say, I was supposed to be on a bike ride in Spain, but I met somebody, we traveled down to Morocco.
No, but with this kind of game, you don't. You, like, want to be as inconspicuous or as mysterious as possible.
That's true.
Hold those horses. Okay? They're going all crazy around. You gotta hold them for a second. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm curious, like, if it's just natural for him and the other contestants to make it, like... Because he starts off by Morocco, and then Spain, bike ride, and then the train in Spain. Like, do you think he has this kind of plan and ready to say it this way so it's so confusing? Or do you think it's just him naturally doing it?
Well, I think that...
Whether he's lying or not, you know they kind of bend the truth a little bit, or they say it in a certain way so it comes off.
I think if it's a truth he gave, maybe he kind of planned out how he would say it.
Yeah, that's
but if it's a lie, you would have no idea.
Or is it just natural? He's just like...
I don't know.
Throwing him... Taking the scent off the trail, whatever that phrase is.
Yep.
Be one of those.
No, there was bad weather, and that's why I took the train from the north of Spain to the south of Spain, because apparently, according to the local newspaper, there was better, more agreeable bicycling weather.
How did you then get into Morocco, though?
That is because I met that Moroccan bloke on the train.
Which Moroccan bloke? Yeah, does he have a name?
I can't quite remember, but it was Mohammed or something.
But Mohammed the Moroccan, you met on the train in Spain.
He asked me if I wanted to join him to go to Morocco. And then I thought, well, I've never been outside Europe. In for a penny, in for a pound.
So you were picked up by a strange Moroccan on a train and agreed to go back to Morocco with him.
What's the worst that can happen?
How did you find out that you were on the Interpol list?
I realised only once I rang my parents, once I was back in Spain. And I rang my parents, and for them it was like someone found them from beyond the grave.
So why didn't you ring your parents from Morocco?
Because that man, that Mohammed,
You remember Mohammed, don't you?
Yeah.
He was the man on the train.
The Moroccan on the train.
Moroccan on the train who invited him back to his house.
So and then when I was staying with Mustafa and his family...
From what port did you leave Spain and into which port did you enter Morocco?
Question.
Well, we left Spain, if I remember correctly, from Algeciras and went over to Ceuta, which is one of the 2 Spanish enclaves in the north of Morocco.
Good answer.
I think you've just clutched victory from the jaws of defeat.
How was it then resolved? How did you end up getting off of the list?
Well, hang on a minute, we're jumping ahead here.
Yeah.
What the hell
He's
did
allowed
you
to
in
do that,
Morocco?
isn't he?
What were you doing?
I was travelling with Mohammed.
My client is getting mixed up because at passport control they said you must have a passport. And he's getting a bit mixed up with the names.
I'm curious as to the fact that Interpol has a missing persons list.
Yeah, no, what happened is my parents got involved and they got Interpol involved.
Right.
And I sent a few postcards, one of them, to my friend Mark. And on that postcard I wrote, I've joined the Foreign Legion. Probably see you never again, have a good life or something. And then, Mark being a quite clever boy, so, OK, with this postcard I can have a lot of fun. I go round Henning's parents and say them something along the lines of, oh, Herr Wehn, Frau Wehn, you might be interested in this.
Sorry, so your friend Mark
Yes.
used this postcard to mentally torture your parents? I'll make his parents think he's disappeared forever for a laugh.
Where's German sense of humour?
About this Moroccan chap who we're calling Mohammed?
He hadn't been home for many, many years, and so we couldn't take the boat straight to Morocco. We had to go to one of the Spanish enclaves because he had to collect a suitcase full of books from a cafe in Ceuta.
Why did he have a suitcase full of books?
Because someone left them there for him.
But why books? In a suitcase?
Well, it was back in the mid-90s, people were still reading.
So he went to a cafe in the Spanish enclave of Morocco
Yes.
to collect a suitcase which he told you was full of books.
Well, I suppose a friend of his left them there.
Yes, but why?
I mean, you know what it sometimes is like, isn't it? Like, well, I can't quite think of an example.
But if he could, it would be like that.
Yeah.
This Interpol list that you were on, can you just elaborate on how your parents got you onto it?
Well, they rang the consulate, and they rang all
Which
sorts
consulate?
of... The German one.
Which German consulate?
Well, the one in Morocco.
They didn't
the
ring
one
the
in...
police, they rang the German consulate in Morocco.
Well, that's how you would go about it, wouldn't you? It's no good ringing your local bobby.
And what happens then with the list? Do you just... They have to tell Interpol, stop looking for Henning. We
Yeah, I
found it.
suppose so, yeah.
Well, did they? For all we know, they're
parents are
still
quite-
looking for you now.
I'm safe!
So what do you think, David? Does any of that...
That was extremely entertaining. Now, I just want to say, the gentleman with the red hair on David's team, I'm assuming he's some kind of athlete that involves jumping because they said don't jump ahead. He's allowed to do that. I just want to let you know that I didn't really get the joke, but I was assuming it has something to do with that. What do you think about this one? Because I have my answer, but I want to hear yours first. I'm not going to change my answer.
It's true.
I think it's true as well.
Okay.
He has a lot of details. He is a very trusting person, but again, the mid-90s, like, can I dare say that we were a much more trusting or maybe even more naive people back then? You didn't have all these horror stories you're hearing about on the internet, even though the internet was in its infancy at that time.
How many people hitchhiked?
But I got to go to a cafe. There's just books in there. The guy left it.
I don't think so.
This story is crazy.
So.
But I totally believe it.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I feel like at times he's trying to hesitate to try those off the scent. That's the phrase.
Okay.
Have the ring of truth, or has he made all that up?
What do you think, Kirsty?
I think it's so odd and inconsistent and unlikely that it must be true.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards as well.
I think that as well. I think it's true.
Henning, was that the truth, or were you telling a lie?
Well, this story is true.
Oh, if he would have said lie, I would have, what? Genius.
That is funny.
That's crazy. Someone had said when we reacted to him on the first one, they said, oh, he's got the best stories. Outside of Bob Mortimer, his are really, really good. Really, really entertaining.
I just wonder, like, how do these people live these lives where you're just like, oh, you know, I snuck into a country. I was on the missing list for Interpol. Like, it's not a big deal.
But, you know, each of us, we do live these crazy lives with these crazy experiences. We just don't really think about them too much because I was thinking about this earlier today while we were at church. And I'm not going to go into the whole religion thing, but I was thinking about this while I was at church. You, throughout each year, at least me, myself, we have different struggles, whatever it is. And some of them are really, really bad where it kind of keeps us up at night for a few days, or we're constantly thinking about it, we're stressing about it. But what happens the next year? For the most part, we forget about them.
Yeah.
Because we're no longer experiencing that. Like as teachers, at least once or twice a year, you're going to have situations with parents or students that is uncomfortable and you've got to work your way through. And once you work your way through it, it's fine. You're able to survive and not even think about it. Yeah. But for, at least for me, for those first few days or weeks, I'm constantly thinking, okay, what's going to happen today with this child? And how am I going to react to it so everyone in my room doesn't get disrupted from their learning and I don't go off and fly off a handle or anything. But I don't think about those once it's done. Like I can think back and say, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I think it's the same thing. Like we have these crazy experiences. Like we can talk about when we went on the cruise on our honeymoon and how horrible it started off with all those experiences. Yeah. And not that it's as exciting as his story, but if we were to tell it in a certain way or spin it in a certain way, we're still telling the truth. People are like, yeah, all that stuff didn't happen. And no, we weren't kidnapped by someone or anything like that. It was just a bad bunch of circumstances. But once it's, you know, said and done, you just don't think about it anymore. So I do say, maybe not the same as these stories, but I say we all have a collection of different stories that are just kind of out there and wacky.
I still think I have stories like theirs, but yeah. Again,
not just like theirs, but on different levels.
I've never been kicked out of anywhere before.
Not yet. If you like our reaction, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you've not done so yet. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
Goodbye.